So out of the box or out of the wall, whatever you want to call it, we have Venom. So you're thinking, wait a minute, what is this steel book? This is actually one from India because the only steel book that had a 3D disc came from India. So you know what? This had like 4 discs in it too. It's absolutely bonkers. Anyway, this will be my first time watching Venom to get ready for Venom 3. Let's see how this movie really is. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon, reviewing Venom in 3D. What's about? Pretty simple premise. Eddie Brock gets symbioted-eyed. Symbioted-eyed. Sure, why not? And now him and Venom are a perfect match. And here we go. They're going to try to figure out and dismantle this pharmaceutical agency that is killing homeless people in San Francisco. Because hint, he is not in New York anymore because he got booted for some shenanigans. That's why Spider-Man is in this film. So anyway, let's talk about the 3D first. I was actually pleasantly surprised with the 3D effect. Every time the drones were on screen, anytime you had Eddie Brock / Venom side by side, it looked solid. The action set pieces with the symbiote liquid sim, if you want to put it that way, looked pretty solid. So as a movie like this, I was expecting very low CGI. I was expecting like mid stuff. Yeah, every time there's talking with Michelle Williams and Tom Hardy, you're not going to get that with 3D effect. Yeah, you're going to get some depth effect. But every time there's action on screen, CGI on screen, or that drone sequence in the huge car chase sequence, it was a pretty solid 3D affair. So for the actual movie itself, I had a fun, silly time with this movie. I liked the origin story aspect of it. Yes, did it feel rushed on some levels of, Tom Hardy / Michelle Williams' relationship just drop hard as well when when Eddie Brock's character kind of like goes off the deep end for hacking into Michelle Williams' laptop, and now he's on the bottom of the barrel. He's talking to the Chinese lady in the store. Sure, absolutely. Sure, does a lot of it make sense where the symbiote can transfer from body to body to body, to body to get to Riz Ahmed's character, when the whole point of this movie was a symbiote. It takes time to perfectly connect with the human host, and it's very rare for them to connect. But this one symbiote can transfer like 17 different times to get to Riz Ahmed to kill Venom, because apparently something happened on Venom's planet. Sure, like I said, the story isn't the greatest, and this, that's fine. But that's fine in my opinion, because it's not something that I'm like going to really dissect and be like, how dare that not make sense? How dare that not make sense? How dare that not make sense? It's like, I'm not going to dare that much, because when I'm going into this film, I'm going in for the action spectacles. I'm going in for just the cheesiness of it all. And I think I had a fun time with the cheesiness with this movie. I would say some interesting negatives with this movie are some of the battle sequences. So, okay, the car chase sequence, while it is fun, it feels like some of the car crashes don't correlate well with each other. And what I mean by that, remember when that RPG or whatever hits the back of that car, and the car kind of just goes on its 2 front wheels and lands back down? I understand that. However, when these drones randomly go through a side of a vehicle, when Tom Hardy's on the motorcycle, the freaking cars are flipping bombastically and things like that. So I'm just like, I wonder if that car thing was a fail. Fail is the wrong word, but you know what I mean, where it's like, it just happened, and they're like, oh, I guess we got to keep it and put it in the film. But the other ones where the cars are flipping because of a drone hitting it, it's like, oh, yeah, that's what we wanted. So there's a little I like it when the Collider Digital kind of makes fun of people with shooting big guns and then small bullet holes. It feels like the same thing with this one, where it's like some of the car crashes don't correlate with what is actually making the car crash. So there's that. It's, for me, silliness. But the last battle sequence was pretty cool. Was it a little bit anticlimactic in how quick it was? Sure. But the actual graphics itself, and I think that's what made it a little bit better, was the 3D, was when they combined, and the crazy sim effects was pretty damn sweet watched in 3D. Yeah, the relationship between Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams is very interesting in my opinion. I don't know if they look like a real couple, That's just me. Like, her and Ryan Gosling, sure. Her and Tom Hardy, I don't know if I really believe it. Anywho, that's just little nitpicks. Overall, Venom, is it a great movie? Not by any means, but I still had fun with it when I was watching it. It was fast paced. I understand what was going on. It didn't overstay its welcome. Had enough bantering for me. It had enough fun moments for me to be like, you know what? I really think Venom was something worth my time. So Venom will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals at 70%. Let's see what the critics and user scores gave this one. Critics a 30% with 363, audience score at 80% with over 25,000. Critic consensus. Venom's first standalone movie turns out to be like the comics character in all the wrong ways. Chaotic, noisy, and desperate need of a stronger attachment to Spider-Man. I mean, but the whole point of a Venom's character is chaotic and noisy, so that's kind of weird. Also, this movie made absolute buku's money in the box office. Worldwide, it was over like 850 million or something like that. And I did a little bit of research. This and Venom Let There Be Carnage was literally the exact same domestically. Like, what it made, like 251. Like, it was like a $17,000 difference, if that. I'm curious what Venom 3 is going to do, but there's no way it's going to do as strong as the first two, in my opinion. Anyway, we have the 80, 70, 30 Chase Stock here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more things, Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. For a great day. I can watch this tape tomorrow, week from a month, or a year, 5 or single freak one of you. I don't expect this movie to do a lot on YouTube's, but you know what? I had to watch it before the third one comes out.